I want to start this episode with a question, a philosophical question. If someone breaks into your house because you left the front door unlocked, is that the thief's fault or yours? The thief's, obviously. Stealing is wrong, not up for debate. But leaving the door unlocked didn't exactly help your case either. Now swap the house for your bank account, your work email, your Amazon, your LinkedIn, your Netflix password that your college roommate, your sister, and your brother-in-law all share without any of them asking you if you agree with that. Swap the door for your password. How many of your accounts share the same password? Don't answer. I already know. That's what we're talking about today. And by the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to put a better deadbolt on your digital door than the person next to you, which is all you actually need. Welcome to Behind the Digital Curtain, the podcast where technology speaks human. I am Dr. Sergio Sanchez, aka Dr. Qubit, your guide to understanding what's going on with artificial intelligence, digital dangers, how to navigate this crazy world of digital lies and scams that seem straight out of science fiction movies. I will tell you how to protect yourself even if you don't like technology. And well, let's start with the show. Welcome to Behind the Digital Curtain. Hello everybody, I'm Dr. Sergio Sanchez, Dr. Qubit. This is Behind the Digital Curtain, cybersecurity without the tech pro attitude, for people who has better things to think about, until someone drains their bank account. Let's go. You are already a target, the unlocked digital door. Before I get into the data and the stories, I need to tell you who and what this episode is about. Dean Mauro is one of my closest friends, and I don't say that as a marketing hook. I say it because it's true, and because it's matter for understanding where this episode came from. Dean is a communicator, author, attorney, member of the FBI's InfraGard group, and host of the widely known podcast Cyber Crime Junkies. He spent years as a litigator representing cybercrime victims, has been a member of the FBI InfraGard group for over 18 years, and has run live awareness training sessions alongside FBI agents and organizations all over the country. He has seen what these operations do to real people up close, from more angles than most, across more years than he expected when the threat started. And he wrote a book. It's called Moving Target, The Art of Online Camouflage. In his own words,
"This is not an IT book. I don't want you to buy a product. I need you to change your mindset. This is not a security awareness training model. This is a crime book. The crimes are real. The organizations running them are real. The losses are real. And you are already in it, whether you realize it yet or not."
That last line, whether you realize it yet or not, that's the whole thing. That's what today is about. Cybercrime is the third largest economy on the planet. Not my words, documented. Behind the United States and China is cybercrime. It surpasses the global drug trade years ago. Every cartel, every trafficking network, every controlled substance crossing every border in the world combined do not generate the revenue these criminals' operations generate in a single calendar year. That is not hyperbole. That's context for what is running against you right now. The book is built around a character named Stevie Parker, fictional name, real story, built from composite real cases. Stevie grew up in Indianapolis, Northeast Side, middle-class neighborhood, the kind of block where everybody knows everybody. And when Stevie was 7 years old, their house got robbed 3 times in the same summer. Stevie's dad, Sam, didn't move, didn't panic. He put in better deadbolts, motion sensor lights. The dog they'd been discussing for 3 years showed up that summer. And he told Stevie, in the way that he explained things he wanted her to actually remember.
The criminal doesn't pick your house because he loves your TV. He picked it because the door is unlocked. Make that door harder than your neighbors, and the criminals will keep walking.
Stevie grew up knowing that. She just never applied it anywhere in her life that mattered. When the internet arrived, Stevie did what her entire generation did. She got online gradually, then all at once. AOL, Instant Messenger in high school, a Hotmail account she used for everything, Facebook in 2004 when it hit her college campus, and the social world reorganized itself around a news feed overnight. LinkedIn in 2006 because her first manager told her to get on and fill it completely because that's where professional credibility lives. Instagram in 2012 because everyone was on Instagram. At every step she did exactly what the platform asked. Name, email, location, employer. She accepted the default privacy settings because default are what the platform recommends. And she trusts that. She shared what people share. Milestones, weekends, the restaurant she went on her anniversary, the first day of a school photo with her daughter's backpack nearly as big as she was. None it felt like a decision. It felt like a participating. By her early 20s, she has built something she couldn't see. A digital profile assembled across platforms, updated continuously, indexed and aggregated by services that she has never heard of, sitting there waiting for whoever knew where to look. She had also built a habit. One strong password, used carefully, deployed everywhere. It felt responsible. It felt exactly what a person who cares about security seriously will do. She had a great password. She used it on 14 accounts, the same one. That is the unlock door.
Woke up this Tuesday morning, got a text from my bank. Said there's something suspicious. My heart sank like a tank. Clicked the link they sent me, typed my login right in. Page says session expired. That's where my troubles begin. I got the password blues. One password across my whole life. Got the password blues. One key unlocked everything I had. Banking, email, and LinkedIn too. Even my Hulu. Shame on you. 14 accounts, one password strong. Felt so responsible, felt so wrong. The breach hit in 2019, but I found out in 2023. There's this woman, smart, good job, reads the news, thinks cybercrime happens to other people. People who are careless, people who are old. Not her. She's careful. She has a strong password. 1 password, 14 accounts. And one Tuesday morning at 9:47, her email, her bank, her Amazon Prime, and her work system said hello to a stranger in a sealed compound on the coast of Southeast Asia. But I gotten me a password manager now, Bitwarden running free, MFA on everything, ain't nobody getting through to me. Frozen credit at all 3 bureaus, checking breaches every month. I outran the version of myself from chapter 1. Yeah, that's how it's done.
Are you still using the same password you set up during the Obama administration? The one with your name, your birth year, and a capital letter at the front? Do you click Remind Me Later on security updates every day for years? Then you need Password Poll Plus. Password Poll Plus generate passwords so complex that even you won't know what they are. Which is the point. You only need to remember one master password. Password Poll Plus handle every single other one. Features include autofill on every website so you never manually type a password again. Breach alerts that notify you when your old password turned off in the dark web before someone else used them on Tuesday morning. Family sharing so your spouse stop using your streaming password as their bank PIN. And the exclusive brother-in-law blocker detects when someone in your household who goes by a nickname and owes you money attempt to access your accounts. Send a polite notification. Results may vary depending on how brazen your brother-in-law is. Side effects: mild embarrassment upon discovery your most used password has been password 1234 since the Clinton administration. Unexpected feeling of competence. A spontaneous urge to audit every account you ever created, including a MySpace page with photos you prefer not to revisit. Do not use Password Poll Plus if you believe a sticky note under your keyboard constitutes advanced security. Legal disclaimer. Password Poll Plus is a fictional product created for educational purposes only. Real password managers that actually works include Bitwarden, free, 1Password, and Dashlane. They work. Please use them. This has been a public service announcement dressed up as a commercial. Press click responsible. Password Poll Plus, because you cannot remember all the darn passwords.
How they do it. Social engineering, the bank test, and the evil twin Wi-Fi. Stevie is 24 years old. His first real job. Her manager says, fill out LinkedIn completely. That's where professional credibility lives, so Stevie does. Current role, company name, her manager's name, software platforms the job uses, the scope of her responsibilities. The entire profile looked like an achievement, like someone who has their act together. What she didn't know is that to someone reading it with entirely different intentions, it looked like an opportunity. Weeks later, a connection request arrives. Professional photo, plausible work history, and crucially, this person has actually read a post Stevie made about supply chain inefficiency and has something intelligent to say about it. She accepts the request before she finishes her coffee. Over the next several months, what followed looks, from the outside, like a professional friendship developing the way they do early in a career. Occasional messages, relevant articles shared back and forth, questions about vendors, recommendations returned. The person was attentive without being intrusive. They remembered details from previous conversations in a way that felt like being seen rather than being tracked. Though those two things, it turned out, were not as different as she had assumed. This is social engineering. They don't hack your computer, they hack your trust. And trust is exponentially easier to exploit than any technical system. Dean writes it in his book with the specific authority of someone who has sat with victims of this for years.
Hackers don't hack technology nearly as much as they hack people. And the most dangerous version of that is when they hack the trust between people who already know each other.
He also cites something from security researcher Robert Siciliano, who appeared in Cyber Crime Junkies. The instinct to trust is not a bug in the human system. It is the system. 97% of the people you ever met will exactly are who they appear to be. The problem is that 3 to 6% are not. They are not confused or misguided. They wake up every day and go to work. And their work is finding the people who are still running on default settings. The default setting is trust. The criminals did not invent a new vulnerability. They identified the oldest one in the human nervous system and built an industry around it. Second story. Stevie is now 29 years old. She and her fiancé just opened a joint bank account. They are saving for a down payment in their first home. She driving to work one morning, mentally preloading a client call when a text message arrives. It looked like it's from her bank. The sender name match. The format match previous alert from that institution. It says there has been an unusual charge flag on the account. Click here to review. She doesn't click while driving, but the mental tab is now open. Something flagged on the account where the down payment fund sits. 40 minutes later, in the parking lot, she clicked the link. The page loads perfectly. The logo, the color scheme, the login fields. She types her username and password. The page returned an error. Session timeout. Please try again through the main site. She goes through her actually bookmark. No unusual charges. Nothing flagged. Everything normal. Weird. Probably a glitch. It was not a glitch. The error message was the confirmation that the fake site has done its job. Username and password collected the moment she typed in. By the time she logged into the real site and found nothing wrong, her credentials were already packaged and ready to move. And here is the neuroscience. Because once you understand it, you will read every urgent message differently. Deep in your brain is a structure called the amygdala. Ancient, predates rational thought by millions of years. Its only job is to detect threats and trigger a response faster than conscious thought can catch up. Fight or flight doesn't distinguish between a predator in the grass and a text message engineering to look like a bank alert. The neurological response is identical. Cortisol rises. The rational, deliberated part of your brain gets sidelined. The amygdala takes over. The people who designed that text message knows this precisely. They didn't write a message and hope it will land. They engineered a neurological trigger, the urgency, the specificity, the official formatting. All of it calibrated to produce the brain state that makes people act before they think. Stevie acted before thinking, not because of low intelligence or carelessness, because the message was built by professionals who studied human threat response for a living. Third story. Stevie now is 31 years old, new mom, operating on 4 hours of sleep and determination. She get into a coffee shop for 30 minutes of uninterrupted work time. She connect to the Wi-Fi, except there are two networks with names that are nearly identical on a small screen. One is the actually coffee shop network. The other is running from a device set up 2 days ago in a hotel room in the 12th floor of the building next door. Her laptop connects automatically to the stronger signal. She never sees a prompt. She opens her company bank's portal, types her credential. Everything looks completely normal. The bank's website is real, is legit. The encryption is real. None of that matters because the problem is not at the bank. It's 12 floors up, sitting between her laptop and the real internet, intercepting everything. The person running this operation isn't in the coffee shop at all. They check into a hotel room, aim a device at the public spaces below. They collect whatever credentials pass through the signal range, package them at the end of the day, and move on. The operation is ambient, passive. Every airport gate, every coffee shop near a convention center, every hotel lobby, a fresh pool of targets every single day. The book describes it in this way. Imagine having a private conversation in a crowded room while someone in the building next door records everything through the wall. You can see the device, you can hear it, you have no indication it's there. That is what public Wi-Fi is. The fix is simple. Use your phone's cellular data for anything sensible when you are out. Not the airport Wi-Fi, not the coffee shop Wi-Fi, your data plan. Or you must use Wi-Fi, never access your bank, your work systems, or anything requiring real credentials while on it. There is a fourth story in the book I want to tell you, because it hits organizations, not just individuals. Stevie now is 27. First management role. She received an email from a vendor her company has worked for 3 years. It has the same name, the same logo, the same tone as always. The email says the vendor has switched banks and future payments should go to a new account. New wiring instructions are attached. The email address was off by one letter, 1. The real domain was the company name. This one has an extra letter in the middle. The kind of substitution that registers as a flicker at the edge of perception and gets processed as correct because everything else signals familiar. Stevie updated the vendor file with the new instructions. The next payment went out 3 weeks later. $84,000. Routing confirmed. Transfer execute. The real vendor called the following week about a past due invoice. That when it hit, the money had already passed through 3 separate accounts in 2 countries. By the time the wire was flagged, recovery was not possible. It was close enough to impossible that it made no practical difference. The FBI tracks this crime specifically. Business email compromise. The number run into the billions annually, not millions, billions across every industry, every company size, hospitals, law firms, real estate offices, manufacturing companies, any organization that moves money and communicates about it by email, which is every organization. The book's conclusion on this one is a line I want you to take it with you.
They didn't break a window. They didn't pick a lock. They walked through the door Stevie held open, dressed exactly like someone who was supposed to be there.
And the countermeasure is 3 words Dean used through the book. Verify the human. Not the email, the human. Pick up the phone, send a message through a channel you initiated, walk down the hall, confirm the real person sent it. The odds are they didn't.
Company you've never heard of, but they've heard a lot about you. They know your name and your employer and that you bought new running shoes. They Got your location Tuesday, your grocery list from March. They know you search for mattresses at 2 a.m. in the dark. Do the data broker shuffle. Everybody's doing the data broker shuffle. Your info's on the move tonight, from server farm to server farm, until it's sold for the right price. Do the data broker shuffle. A criminal enterprise bought your dossier complete. Your old passwords from the breach of 2019. Ran them through automated testing overnight. Woke up finding 47 accounts that looked just right. Sold to the organized operation on a coast you've never visited. One complete consumer profile. 14 platforms, 3 email addresses, and a password the owner thought was very clever. Opening bid, less than a Starbucks venti. But there's a way to make them skip you. Costs more than you're worth to breach. Freeze your credit, run the checker, get a password manager in reach. MFA on everything. Pause before you click. Be the hiker with the bear spray, and they'll move on real quick. Done with the data broker shuffle. Stepped out of the data broker shuffle. Tonight you're what they calculate and pass on by without a second look. Done with the data broker shuffle.
At this exact moment, someone may be opening a credit card in your name, getting a car loan, renting an apartment, filing your taxes with your social security number, and you will not know. Unless you use Credit Lock Pro. Credit Lock Pro is the concept of a credit freeze, presented as a product name that sounds like expensive software. Spoiler alert, it's free. You only need to contact the 3 major credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and you ask them to freeze your credit. Done. No new credit account can be opened in your name without your unfreezing it first. Unfreezing takes 30 seconds from your phone. Your existing accounts are completely unaffected. Your credit score updates normally. What a Credit Logs Pro stops: criminals who have your social security number from a data breach and want a new Visa card. Family members who have your social security number and also want a new Visa card. Your roommate from 2011 who still knows your mother's maiden name and your childhood pet. Sophisticated identity fraud operations running volume on stolen consumer data at scale. Unsophisticated identity fraud from your neighbor's Dave. Side effects: an unfamiliar sensation called financial peace of mind. Some users forget they froze their credit card and are confused when applying for a mortgage 2 years later. Solved by a phone reminder, which in the modern era, we have the technology for. Users frequently report the urge to call their parents and make them freeze their credit too, which according to Dean Mauro, you absolutely should, including freezing the credit of your minor children whose clean credit files are specifically targeted by criminals because no one checks them. Legal disclaimer: Credit Lock Pro is a fictional brand name for a very real, completely free thing that you can do right now. Go to the websites of Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion directly and request a security freeze. Brett Johnson, former cyber crime architect and FBI informant, has stated publicly that a frozen credit file would have neutralized most of the identity fraud his network ran. That is the recommendation of a criminal, the man who built the criminal infrastructure from the inside. Take it. Press click responsible and call to freeze your credit.
My friend Dean wrote more and more about all these cases. Actually, he has another 2 books coming out. But for now, I will let you go and get the book and read it yourself. where he talked about how criminals can get your information from the dark web, how much cost, how they do it, and what you can do to protect yourself. And now, in our section of Do-It-Yourself, Operation Moving Target. 6 steps from the book. Do it tonight on your phone. Stevie Parker went from a single password on 14 accounts to someone the criminals calculate and decide isn't worth targeting. These are the 6 steps that got her there. They are the same steps Dean Mauro has taught for 16 years. They are concrete, they are free or close to it, and they don't require you to understand anything technical. Step 1. Password Manager. What this does? Generate and stores unique, complex password for every account you have. You remember one master password, that's all. The rest is handled by the app. You can use Bitwarden, which is free, is open source, and trusted by security professionals worldwide. How to do it? Download Bitwarden in your phone or computer and create your account. Choose a master password you will memorize. Suggested format? A phrase you naturally will remember, plus numbers and symbols. Minimum at least 14 characters. Example: my dogs hate Tuesday mornings, $47, with a mix of uppercase letter and lowercase letters. For each important account, your bank, your email, your social media, your work, logging in, go to Change Password, let Bitwarden generate a new one, save it. You never need to know what was the password. Bitwarden knows. Start with your 5 most critical accounts. Your primary email, your bank account, Amazon, work login, social media. Normally will take you around 5 to 10 minutes. Watch TV while you do it. Step 2. Multi-factor authentication, or MFA. What it does? Require a second verification beyond your password. Even if someone has your password, they can get in without this second factor. For the vast majority of attacks targeting ordinary people, this alone is enough to redirect the operation elsewhere. How to do it? Go to the security settings on your primary email account, find 2-step verification or 2-factor authentication, choose Authenticator app over text messages when available, download Google or Microsoft Authenticator. Repeat this in your bank account, your Amazon account, and any account you connect to money. Priority. Email first. Always email first. Your email account is the master key that resets every other account you own. Whoever controls your email controls the reset link. Protect it accordingly. Step 3. Credit freeze. What it does? No new credit account can be opened in your name without you unfreeze that first. Your existing accounts are unaffected. Your credit score updates normally. Cost is free by federal law. How to do it? Go directly to Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion websites. 3 separate requests. Request a security freeze or credit freeze in each bureau. Save the PIN or code each bureau gives you to unfreeze when needed. Also, freeze your children's credit. Minor children have clean credit files that criminal operations specifically target because no one monitors them. You are entitled to freeze your minor children's credit for free. Step 4. Breach monitoring. Check whether your email address appears on documented data breaches. Tools like haveibeenpwned.com is free, run by security researchers Troy Hunt, used by law enforcement globally. How to do it? Go to the site, enter your primary email address. If appears on a breach, check the date. If the breach predates your last password change on that account, you are likely fine. If not, change the password immediately using your password manager. Set a recurring monthly calendar reminder. The first of the month, make it as automatic as checking your bank statement. Step 5. Digital footprint audit. Reduce the publicly available information criminals use to profile you. How to do it? Google your own name. That's what someone starting to build a profile of you sees first. LinkedIn, the book, is specific here. Remove your manager's name, the specific software platforms your company use, and anything that reads like an operational manual for your employer. Keep your role and industry. Remove the blueprint. Instagram and Facebook, set to private if you share family photos, location tags, or routine information. Delete all posts with your home address or photos of your children tagged with their school. Check which apps on your phone have location access. Set them to only while using or never for any app that doesn't really need it. Step 6. The pause habit. What it does? Before acting on any message that creates urgency, request money, or ask for credentials, you stop for 20 to 30 seconds and ask one question. The question is, what does this want me to do? And am I going to verify that through a channel I control before I act over? In practice, you receive a text from your bank. Don't click the link. Open your bank app directly. Email from your boss requesting an urgent wire transfer. Call your boss phone before moving $1. Text from a family member in trouble and needing money. Call that family member directly. Call from the IRS. Hang up. Call the IRS directly at 1-800-829-1040. Anything that says act now or create urgency, that urgency is a design feature. It is engineered to engage your fight or flight response before your rational brain can evaluate the situation. The countermeasure is the pause, 20 seconds, enough for the thinking brain to catch up to the reacting brain and ask the question. Stevie Parker's skepticism interrupted 3 separate attacks in the year after she developed it. 1 phishing email, 1 fake bank alert, 1 IRS impersonation call. All 3 failed. The operation moved to the next profile on the list. Stevie Parker started as someone with one strong password on 14 accounts, who delete breach notification emails without finishing reading them, who fill out every field on LinkedIn because her manager says to, who clicked the link in a bank test because the joint account held the down payment fund for her first home with her fiancé. She ended up as someone the criminal operation glances at, calculate the cost of targeting, and decide it's not worth the effort. Same person, different behavior. That's the whole point. The same principle, Sam Parker, the father of Stevie, applied with deadbolts and motion lights on a residential street in Indianapolis applies, without exception, to the digital world. Make your door harder than your neighbors, and the criminal will keep walking. The people who became victims of cybercrime were not victims because they were insufficiently intelligent. They were victims because no one told them the tools existed. No one explained that the process was worth doing. No one told them the bear is not interested in the hiker who is prepared. This episode is that explanation. If this episode helped you, share it with someone you care about. One share could be the difference between someone having to live through what Dean Mauro calls that look. The look on a victim's face when they realize something was taken from them by someone who studied them and used that understanding as a weapon. That look that you can unseen. You can prevent someone you know from having to wear it. The book, Moving Target, The Art of Online Camouflage by Dean Mauro, is available in Amazon. His podcast, Cyber Crime Junkies, is everywhere. Outstanding. highly recommended. I'm Dr. Sergio Sanchez, Dr. Cubic, and this is Behind the Digital Curtain. See you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. If you enjoy it, please share with someone you want to protect and help navigate this technological world. And if you have questions, anecdotes, or stories you would like to share, write me at behindthedigitalcurtainpodcast@gmail.com. I'll be waiting for you next week for another episode of Behind the Digital Curtain, the place where technology is spoken in human language. See you later.